Shalom, and welcome to our History Podcast. This is a production of KingdomPreppers.org. I'm your host, Kingdom Prepper, and you're listening to Churchianity, 2,000 Years of Leaven. We continue with our history. Part 6. Constantine. Constantine was declared emperor in Britain in 306, and he became the master of Gaul and Spain. But that was not enough. In 312, he assembled his forces in Gaul and started the march south to wage war with his rival Maxentius for control of Italy and Africa as well. As the legend goes, during this momentous journey, Constantine saw a vision of some sort, of a cross superimposed on the sun with the words, "Conquer in this sign," written in Latin. Encouraged by this, he and his army made their way through the Alps and then marched for Rome, Maxentius' capital. Constantine ordered his troops to mark their shields with a new sign that was inspired by his supposed vision, though he continued to worship the unconquered sun long after these events. Had he stayed within its walls, Maxentius might have held Rome, which was well defended. Instead, he consulted his augurs, diviners of ancient Rome, who advised him to present battle, and that poor counsel changed the fate of the empire, and indeed the course of Christianity itself. Constantine's attack caught Maxentius by surprise, and he failed to defend his stronghold, which was quickly overrun by Constantine's troops. In her book, The History of the Medieval World, Susan Wise Bauer writes,
"On the morning of October 29th, 312, the Roman soldier Constantine walked through the gates of Rome at the front of his army. He was 40 years old, and for 6 years he had been struggling to claim the crown of the Imperator. Less than 24 hours before, he had finally beaten the sitting emperor of Rome, 29-year-old Maxentius, at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. Constantine's men had fought their way forward across the bridge, toward the city of Rome, until the defenders broke and ran. Maxentius drowned, pulled down into the mud of the riverbed by the weight of his armor. Constantine settled into the imperial palace to take stock of his new empire. Dealing at once with Maxentius' supporters, he ordered immediate but judicious executions. Only Maxentius' nearest friends fell victim to the new regime. He dissolved the Praetorian Guard, the standing imperial bodyguard that had supported Maxentius' claim to the throne. Then he turned to deal with his co-emperors.
Following the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, Constantine then traveled to Milan to meet with Licinius to forge a new alliance. Persecution of Christians, they agreed, would cease, and their religious buildings, cemeteries, and other Christian property would be returned to them. This became known as the Edict of Milan, an edict that seconded the one Galerius issued concerning toleration. Licinius married Constantine's half-sister, Constantia, as part of their agreement, and for his part, the 60-year-old emperor set out to battle Maximinus Daia in 313 for control of the eastern territories. Marching under a Christian banner, Licinius had 40,000 less troops than his enemy Maximinus, who fought for the Roman deity Jupiter. Still, Licinius's army conquered Maximinus Daia's forces, and, seeing no way of escape, the defeated emperor swallowed poison. With Licinius's victory, Constantine decided to legalize Christianity as part of their new compact. Of this, Susan Wise Bauer writes,
"The two men met in Mediolanum, modern Milan, to celebrate Licinius's marriage to Constantia and to issue an empire-wide proclamation that made Christianity legal. In fact, Christianity had been tolerated in all parts of the empire except the East for some years. But this proclamation, the Edict of Milan, now spread this protection into Maximinus Daia's previous territories. No one whatsoever should be denied the opportunity to give his heart to the observance of the Christian religion, the edict announced. Any one of these who wishes to observe Christian religion may do so freely and openly without molestation."
And here, Constantine's edict tolerates all religions in the realm.
We have also conceded to other religions the right of open and free observance of their worship for the sake of the peace of our times, that each one may have the free opportunity to worship as he pleases.
This freedom of religion for all would change late in the 4th century, when the leading bishops would convince the emperors that Christianity was the one true religion, and all others were to be made illegal. Thereafter, Roman Catholicism would dominate the West and Greek Orthodoxy the East, ending freedom of religion and free expression of culture for all. Constantine had now eliminated 2 of his 3 rivals. Licinius was all that remained between him and sole rule of the empire. But Licinius was getting up in age. He would only hold on to power for a little over a decade. In the year 324, Licinius presented Constantine with the perfect opportunity to wage a final war for control of the eastern portion of the realm. Licinius accused the Christians in his territory of spying for Constantine, and he expelled them. While the accusations were probably true, Constantine charged Licinius with persecution, which was illegal per the Edict of Milan, and he led his army east to do battle. They squared off twice, with the second encounter leading to Licinius' sound defeat.
To listen to the full audio of this podcast, or to download a free MP3 version, visit our website, kingdompreppers.org, by clicking the link in the description, and journey with us on this important historic odyssey.